I'm the member of the Ukrainian Academy of Mediation, and today I'm honored to moderate this discussion panel, the superpower that will save the ocean, how to learn to hear what's important. I'm happy to see the audience. I guess that the topic is relevant for those who have been practicing this path of life for a long time, and for those who are newcomers. I would like to invite our participants. First of all, I would like to introduce the speakers and panelists, the head of the Department of Intellectual Property of the Ukrainian Office of Intellectual Property, Olga Kulinich and Maria Bachkovska. So the floor is yours. Hello, everyone. Hello, Mariana. Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be able to take the floor and on behalf of the Association of Intellectual Property, I feel honored to be the co-organizers and to do my modest contribution into the forum. Maria Bachkovska will accompany me during this presentation. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to the audience for the thoroughly prepared forum with regard of the agenda and their activities. Just I would like to extend my recognition and stress that it's a unique platform for us to be able to be present, to participate, to listen to people here. And I would also like to say thank you to our young participants, I mean children who are attending today's session, because the topics we are discussing are important for children, of course. And besides Maria, we have got special guests, Jan and Zlata. Welcome our younger generation representatives, and due to them, this session will be able to present something completely different. And the topic of today's discussion is these 5 superpowers that will save the ocean. How to hear what truly matters about these superpowers, and Yana Zlata will help us in this discuss. First of all, I would like to ask you to express what you are feeling right now. How are you feeling?
Я вже від себе закину, сподіваюся, що ми побачимо ще більше. О, я бачу дуже приємні смайли. Дякую, Софія, Мар'яна, Валентина.
Pleasant smiles.
Дякую. Поки що настрій всіх дуже добрий.
Yeah, at the moment the spirit is quite actually inspiring. So I guess that it will maybe you've got your favorite emoji signs. Feel free to share your emotions, your feelings. We'll be happy to know how you feel. Maybe it's about our ocean inhabitants. Thank you for sharing how you feel, and I do hope that at the end of our presentation and discussion, you will improve your mood. Thank you for sharing your emotions. I hope that during the session we'll be able to share something of our experience. First of all, I would like to ask you, what do you know about the ocean? What is ocean for you? What do you associate ocean with? We have got a Mentimeter. For those who are using telephones, please click the link that is added, or just use the QR code and enter Mentimeter what ocean means for you. It can be absolutely different types of associations. Just write what you perceive ocean might mean to you.
Технічну допомогу, будь ласка, щоб ви перекинули нас на
And I would also like our
бач, Людмила залишила нам
technical staff help us with sharing
і це
the Mentimeter results.
описати океан. Ольга, якщо ти можеш звернути
Olga, if you can please
підтримка включила нам
give the possibility for our organizers share the screen.
Зараз будуть.
Добре, я бачу
The words are yet to come.
Відпочинок чудово.
Just a moment.
Сподіваюся, що сьогодні п'ятниця і всі відпочинуть після нашої сесії.
Yeah.
Дивіться, скільки слів нас вже є.
Indefiniteness, ecosystem, world, universe, sense, life, power, depth,
до нашої сьогоднішньої сесії. Невідомість, це дійсно, бо океан
waves,
залишається одним
freedom.
найнедослідженіших
And actually, you're sure saying that the ocean is still under-researched.
Дякую вам дуже.
Thank you so much. And we have come across the words such as ecosystem. It's exactly what we're going to speak about today. Sense as well. What else I haven't enumerated? Yes, waves.
У нас сьогодні на
Yes,
задньому фоні багато
at the background, you can see many waves. Thank you for sharing your emotions, what actually ocean means for you. I do hope that at the end of today's session, you will discover something valuable for you. Let's get back to the presentation.
Дякую.
Так,
Thank you.
можете запускати презентацію.
Дякую, що
Yes,
поділилися.
you can start demonstrating the presentation. Thank you for sharing your impressions. As the study demonstrates, ocean is one natural phenomenon, but how much meanings it might convey. Take into consideration the specific topic we are discussing today, and while getting ready for today's session, we have prepared some interesting facts we would like to share with you. Actually, 71% of Earth is covered water, and I guess that there is some nothing new to you, but did you know that ocean produces 50%? First and foremost, I thought about forests, wood, and trees, but actually, you can judge how important ocean is, being a producer of the oxygen. And you know that currently ocean is literally suffering from the harmful substances and a lot of plastic that is actually polluting the water resources. And there is a hypothesis that even one person, an individual can influence it. Why are we talking about the ocean, since we don't have ocean in Ukraine? By illustrating this case, we would like to highlight that with our water resources, our rivers are usually headed to the ocean, and every small step you do on everyday basis usually result in some serious and important consequences. I have previously paid attention to the fact in order just to play a game or to deter you. I just would like to ask you to revise what provides or produces 15% oxygen on the planet.
Поки що ніхто навіть не хоче неправильно відповідати.
I see that nobody wants to provide an incorrect answer. Yes, of course, it's about the oceans.
Так, дякую вам дуже.
Thank you.
Дуже дякую. Я думаю, що це буде новий цікавий факт, який ми всі
I feel it's going to be a new interesting fact that you will consider. Now, I just would like to shift to the superpowers. we intended to talk first, super force that actually is common to each of you, and I do hope you use it on an everyday basis. Our main super force is to see, seeing. What do you see here? Please write your perceptions in the chat. Maria, could you please help me with responses? Somebody says rubbish, somebody says catastrophe.
Чудовий опис того, що ми бачили.
Yes, I get that catastrophe, yes, is precisely the picture you're describing here. Yes.
Ловушку для сміття, кордони і захист.
So,
Абсолютно вірно.
absolutely
Скажіть, будь
right.
ласка, що ви бачите зараз?
And take a look, what do you see now?
Так, чекає. Ага, дельфін, скульптура, кит,
Yes,
переробка.
we can see the
Це,
dolphin,
мені здається, найближче від
plastic
того,
box,
де
and probably it's
чудовисько
very
ми будемо сьогодні
it's very close to the topic. Yes, it's the art element.
Отже, я дякую вам, що ви
Yes,
поділилися своїм
thank you so
поглядом.
much for
І
sharing your
дійсно, ви
views,
побачили абсолютно
for seeing
інший
absolutely
такий вид
different
і абсолютно іншу форму сміття.
form
Що
and
змінилося
nature
на
of
цьому
the
другому
objects. What
слайді,
has
це те,
changed
що
on this second
сміття,
slide?
воно залишилося
That
сміттям,
actually
воно
the
нікуди не
rubbish
зникло. Але
remained
цей матеріал,
rubbish
він
itself.
вже прийняв
It has not disappeared
свою
anywhere, but
форму.
it has
Якщо в першому
been
випадку ми
transformed,
першого
it has
беремо
changed its
прибирання,
shape
то в
and
другому це
application.
можливість.
In the
Саме
first,
так
when you
і це
see the
наша
rubbish
суперсила
in the
бачення.
ocean,
Люди
and
дуже
here
часто дивляться на
in the
ситуацію
second,
і
on the
бачать
second
саме
slide, you
те,
can see
що
the
лежить на
transformation.
поверхні.
So
Конкретно
that's
підкреслила
metaphorically
форму сміття,
um,
але саме ті люди, хто
explained.
створюють зміни, бачать
Maybe it's
трішки
about
інакше. І вони,
change.
як правило,
People
можуть ставити
that
собі
usually work with
запитання,
problems
що
on an
насправді
everyday basis might,
відбувається,
of course,
що можна
be
змінити, яку можливість ми ще не помітили.
taken
І
away
в даному
by
випадку
the
якраз я
complications,
бачила
but the most
одну
essential
з
here is to be
найближчих
able to see
структур зі сміття.
the
Вона знаходиться
the
в
good
Італії. І
or the
це
benefit
гігантський
of
кит, який
those
створений з
problematic things we have come across in everyday
5
basis.
сміття,
So you can just imagine that it's a kind of this culture
Таким чином,
that
завдяки
has been
саме
formed
скульптурі, завдяки
out of 5 tons
креативності
of
автори цієї скульптури
rubbish.
вирішили
And
привернути увагу
by
дуже
doing
багатьох
so, the authors of this
фотографів,
sculpture
поза безпосередньо
side have
інших
decided to
планети,
pay attention to
інших
the burning
ситуацій. І
issues,
саме така
ecological
креативність,
issues, and social
вона
issues
сміливим
that we usually
рішенням
encounter on everyday
підвищує
basis in
погляд
our modern way
на
of
сміття,
living.
яке вони
And it's
виявили.
about the
І
impact,
от
what
саме
impact
в
we can
цьому є
make on
сила
people.
бачити.
Actually, that's about the
Рабиш в цьому
force,
бачить
it's about the
неочевидну
power
можливість шлях
to
до
be
рішення.
able to
А дельфін
comprehend and to
бачить лише
understand.
проблеми. Отже,
So,
дивіться
well, speaking
глибше,
about the
ніж інші.
different
І саме
approaches,
завдяки
do you
такому
only see the
погляду ви
problems,
бачите
troubles, fears,
зовсім
or do you
іншу
see the
світову
solutions?
ситуацію.
And by
І я
changing
сподіваюся, що
the
ця
aspect,
суперсила вам
the
допоможе.
angle you are evaluating the problem will probably help you
Ваше
to work
навколишнє
out
середовище
rational
і взагалі
solutions.
в вашому житті змінювати
And
на
this
краще.
environmental situation, as I
Тут хотіла з
previously
вами
mentioned,
поговорити
is
про другу
compared
суперсилу.
to the
Це
real
друга
life settings.
суперсила чути.
The
Ви
second
бачите
superpower is
і окрім
the
того,
superpower or the
ви
ability
дуже
to
часто
hear. And
айсберги. І на поверхні
we have got
ми
icebergs in the
бачимо
oceans.
пластик, що
And we
флотують. Це
mentioned the
насправді
plastic
відбувається
bottles that are
більше.
floating on the
Наша
surface.
творчість
Of
і
course,
наше
these
завище.
plastic can be
Тому що саме
metaphorically
завдяки нашій
described as our
звичкам
habits,
в океані
our
з'являється це сміття.
routine,
Воно
chores,
засмічується
some
і
habits that we do on everyday basis. And of course, these plastic used on everyday basis will, of course, affect the environment. And when you see the iceberg, so what is the percentage of the surface you see? Of course, you see this smaller part of the iceberg surface. It means that the real problems are hidden behind somewhere at the bottom. Yeah, that's why I would like to signal that probably the ability to hear and listen is not only about be able to understand the words, but while speaking, the ability to look for the solutions. So the best, of course, advice is to dig deeper and to look for the
А як
solutions.
ви думаєте, саме в
What
конфлікті,
hides
будь ласка,
beneath
допоможіть
the
нам,
conflicts?
виведіть
Please help
опитування,
us.
і є декілька видів
Let us
конфлікту. Це
demonstrate the
образа,
survey.
це
It's offense,
нудьга, це
it's
безпосередньо
boredom,
потреба бути почутим,
a
або
necessity to
жертвування
be
мотивів.
heard, and of course,
Ось,
the
дякую, нас дуже
wish
радує
to
за
win.
відповіді вірної. Потреба
Thank you,
бути
thank you, thank
почутим.
you for summarizing.
90% з вас відповіли, обрали саме
90%
цю відповідь.
have chosen the
І
ability
саме
to
ця
be heard.
відповідь, вона є вірною. Тому що,
Yes,
як
this
в реальній
is
практиці
actually
конфліктів, саме
the
потреба
right
бути
answer.
почутим
Yes, as in the
полягає
community,
в тому, що люди хочуть зрозуміти
a human is
свої
supposed
іншим.
and
І саме в
desires
даному випадку
to be
може початися робота
heard, not
медіатором,
only
коли
listening.
ми навчаємося
That's exactly
слухати
what
інших.
the
Бути
role of
уважним це ми
mediators is.
можемо саме на
When we
елементарному
are
рівні.
listening
Знаходити
more
рішення
attentively
певних
during
справ.
providing
І я думаю, що
counseling
зараз
sessions,
це якраз
actually that's the way
буде
to work out
насправді. Хочу
corresponding
вас
solutions.
запросити
What
наших
we would like
учасників,
to do
Яну і
now,
Злату,
we would
і
like to invite
розповісти
Anna and
невелику
Zlata
історію.
and
Вас, Яна і
tell
Злата,
you
тривав
a
технологічний
story.
курс зі збору
And
пластику.
these
І
children
Злата
usually
придумала дуже
did a
цікаву
lot of
ідею, про яку
environmentally oriented
зараз
activities.
розповість.
And Zlata
Але
will share
так
her experience
сталося,
of
що
fighting for the
десь приблизно
environmentally
за
friendly
півроку.
surroundings.
Але
The first
зараз
thing
поки що ми
that
вирішимо цю
it
проблему.
was um, she has come across certain difficulties
Злата, Яна,
on that road.
поділися,
So
будь
let's
ласка,
listen
що
to
сталося.
Zlata's story. What has happened?
Я 3 тижні збирала
I have been collecting, but on I needed them for my picture, and you um, took them and used for completely another project. I thought that these are the plastic covers just for our project. Just would like it to help the stand be more attractive, but but nobody but nobody told me that I cannot touch them. But you even haven't asked, but you haven't explained anything.
Отже, дякую. Яна, Злата, стоп.
Yes.
Давайте
Yana, Zlata,
розберемося в
stop.
вашій
Let
ситуації
us
і спробуємо
let us
подивитися уважніше.
go deeper
У Злати
into
була
the
творча
situation.
ідея, власне кажучи.
Zlata had
Ян
a
хотів допомогти
creative
класу бути
idea,
корисним.
and Jan
Але
wanted to
вони не
help
могли допомогти один
the
з
class
одним і не
to be
з'ясували,
useful
що для кого
for the
важливо.
community.
Що
So
було важливо
actually, they
для
haven't
Злати,
settled
що було важливо для Яни.
what was
Отже,
of prime importance to both of them.
як ви думаєте, да? Напишіть, що
What do you think?
важливо для Яни
What
і
do you
Злати.
think is
Поділіться
important
вашою
for
думкою,
Jan
будь
and
ласка.
Zlata? Would you please share your thoughts
Можливо,
on this topic?
варіанти.
Каже, є одна відповідь, що Злата хоче
Yes.
визнання поваги до її ідеї.
Zlata
У нас є
demands
також
recognition
чудові
of her
коментарі
idea.
про наших зірочок. Дякую, мама. Бути почутим.
She wishes to be heard.
Чекаємо ще на відповіді.
було видно.
Да, дякуємо Яні Златі. Яну Златі.
Thank you, Jan and Zlata.
Насправді, якраз
Actually,
і головне для них
the most essential for them is to be heard and understood. And that's exactly what mediation comes from. It's about the try or taking an effort to understand that another part and to be able to work out appropriate solution. Yes, we hear the conflict, but if we use these two superpowers we have previously mentioned, this strategy will help us to understand that it's not about bottle caps, it's about the approach that Zlata demands her activity to be recognized. And Jan actually didn't agree to the fact that he was accused because he also meant well for the for his community. So there are a couple of options for the scenario. Who is supposed to apologize? The girl or the boy, or maybe they are supposed, or could be those who will work upon the like mutual project, mutually agreed during the bottle caps collection. Yes, we have got a couple of variants. For now, the recommendation, yes, there was an option to collaborate while writing the project. Somebody means that each partner is supposed to apologize. The majority think that it should be forgotten and start from the very start. I get that there is no sense to start from scratch. It's about who is supposed to apologize. Let's discuss.
Another option is to write down the rules of the project. When conflicts can persist, it makes total sense to build the code of conduct together. With these rules or code, one can prevent future conflicts. That could be organized also in parallel to these boxes for bottle caps for different colors, let's say, or a box for the general project. It should be organized in a freely accessible spot for either the whole project, school, or the class. So the correct answer here is to develop the rules for the project. That would also facilitate hearing each other well and preventing conflicts. Thank you very much for the participation in this survey. This conflict could be resolved and would help Yana and Zlata when they grow up and become adults. They would be further capable of respectful treatment of other people and finding solutions in difficult situations. I'm sure that these superpowers would be of use for anyone involved. Jan, Zlata, what do you say? Maybe you would consider developing these rules so that your creative project would benefit from them. Would you use these rules at the school? While Jan and Zlata are thinking about it, I would like to express my gratitude to Olga, their leader, because thanks to our teachers or trainers who engage people into major projects like this, we can see the promotion of this culture. This is how we shape the society of tomorrow that is using the superpowers and preventing conflicts. Thank you, Olha. Thank you too. Let's move on and focus on what's important. Thank you very much again. Thank you, Olga. Now let me give the floor to Maria. We haven't discussed all the superpowers yet, so let's move on. Maria. Thank you. We have covered two main superpowers so far, but just hearing and seeing is not enough. Just like we have seen now, hearing is good, seeing is good, but there is still a chance of conflict to recur. That's why it's so important to discuss things thoroughly. Any action of yours can have implications in the future. We are still talking about this umbrella topic of ocean, but let's try and see, take a deeper and more specific perspective. On this slide, you can see three interesting cases which illustrate how people were shaping the situation. For example, Hanna Herbst, aged 15, she built this energy probe for ocean currents, and it cost only $12. She also patented this invention. That's all about creativity and the right to protect your intellectual property. This idea belongs to you, and no one can steal it from you if you do the right patent. You remember the conflict with Zlata and Jan? If Zlata had known that intellectual property can be protected, that conflict could have looked completely in a different way. Another good example of how people can use their resources is a case of Ryan Hickman. He has been acting for 3 years only. He's a small child from the US. And now Ryan has his own waste processing company. Our natural resources belong to us all, and we have to act together to protect those. Another example or another case, Yana and Andriy from Ukraine, who started planting trees. It's not about ocean per se, but it's a good example for us all. Complaining about things that go wrong is not enough. We are all active owners of things that we do or don't do, and we can act and use our superpowers. So once again, an idea, ability to hear each other can make difference. Yana and Andriy had this idea. They heard their community about the need to have more trees planted to make their environment better, and it resulted in a wonderful project. Moving on to our next slide. After everything we've just discussed, it's not too much information, but we would want you to be inventors and be creative. Now let's launch this Mentimeter. You will find the link in the chat box, or you can use this QR code to follow the link. Please come up with an idea to save the ocean. It can be something really small, a small activity. Any small act can add up with others and yield a significant result. To make it happen, we will have to be able to hear each other. Now Mentimeter is active, and I hope we will soon see some ideas on the screen. That can be something really small. I will not, for example, I will not dispose of my waste chaotically, or anything you can come up with to save the ocean. Learn how to not pollute. Thank you for the first idea we have. Maybe you can come up with a certain invention similar to those cases we have looked at with you. Planting trees, probing technology. Look at this, how interesting. platform for waste sorting and processing. I hope we will see more of this in the future. I stumbled upon my sentence because I could see how many more ideas we started getting. I will not get rid of my waste. No, no, you should get rid of your waste, but in a proper way, in an appropriate way. I will set this role model for others to prevent pollution of the ocean. Do not throw garbage on the shore of the sea, bank of the river, to engage others in some cleaning and tidying activities. Come up with inventions for waste management, to not buy what's not necessary, to avoid unnecessary purchases. Yeah, that's a very good one. We often buy things that we don't really need. That's why it's a great idea. I think for our young participants, it can be a good idea to dispose of your old clothes through the appropriate channel. Now we have more and more of these places in Ukraine where we can get rid of our clothes that would be processed. To have enough garbage bins at the seashore. I hope we will get that, to use multiple use products instead of disposable products, to organize projects to protect the ocean, to stop polluting and to prevent others from polluting. We do have activists who are doing exactly that. That's a good idea. To develop this waste management culture. Olga was talking about similar things today. Maybe we will see one day these projects where people build beautiful sculptures from waste. Waste can become art, to use multiple use utensils instead of disposable utensils. Yes, now in summer we often organize picnics and people tend to use disposable things instead of multiple use things. That's good. Thank you for all of that. To say no to plastic bags. To be honest, we have amazing ideas here on this Mentimeter board. I'm sure it's quite inspiring for us all. Let's move back to our presentation. We could discuss a little bit more the superpower of being active. Well, give me a second. Let me show you the presentation. It was amazing to see all your ideas. Thank you for that. I have noticed that all the ideas that you have come up with, which I have read, they are all about being active. But activity can vary greatly. Even the tiniest activity will have some impact, and any positive activity would cause more positive effects. On this slide, you can see that we start from ourselves. That's the first thing that we can do. What can we do? Let's say no to plastic materials and products, sort our waste, dispose of less waste, have less waste. So we have to think what I, as a human being, can do to minimize the amount of waste. But then the next step would be me and my friends, me and others. We can do something together with our friends. these joint activities can have a bigger impact. The more people are involved, the bigger the effect of an activity. So please pass on the knowledge. You can organize waste collection activities. You can collect these bottle caps. You can mediation classes. It can be something not necessarily about the environment. It can be something about resolving conflicts. To do something together is always more interesting than to do something alone. It would also reinforce your connections. The third part of the slide is me and the rest of the world. It's the biggest scale, so to say. Now we are talking about some activities that might have even global impact. Don't forget to protect your own ideas. You can use patents to protect your intellectual property. You can certify your products. Why do we do that? In order to keep being useful to the society. So we have done this exercise already in Mentimeter. But let me ask you once again to open Mentimeter and say what kind of action you could do, either you alone or you with your friends or you on a bigger scale, you and other people in the world. It's not for me or Olga, it's for you. You can use it as your resolution for the future of this forum. Now let's look at the screen on a Mentimeter website. Oh, I can see waste sorting. I can see people are using chat. That's wonderful. Some people are saying that they are going to start today. It's very good, but please, let's be realistic and let's avoid being harsh to ourselves. I'm waiting for your resolutions on Mentimeter, something that you can start doing now or tomorrow to dispose of your waste in a sustainable way where they process the waste. Waste processing is very good idea, especially to protect the environment and also ocean. Still waiting for some more resolutions. Find projects, building new products from waste, plastic waste. Bring your garbage with you and then dispose of it in an appropriate way. I think it's quite an easy thing to do, but sometimes you feel especially lazy to do that. I can see this comment. To act is the most difficult part. Sometimes you have this idea, but to start acting is the hardest thing that can scare you. To buy less plastic products, to choose eco-friendly packaging. You can really look at the packaging and see more information about the materials. It's important. Thank you very much. These are great activities that are quite easy to do. And I hope that we can come back to our presentation. We are moving towards the end of it. Like I said, our main mission today was to give you some inspiration.
Кожен із вас – це маленька частина цього великого всесвіту. І я передам слово зараз Ольгі для того, щоб вона підвела фінал нашої сьогоднішньої зустрічі.
I'm giving the floor to Olga to finalize today's meeting.
Дякую, Марія. Я якраз
Yeah,
читала
thank you, Maria.
коментарі,
I was
поки
reading the
була вимкнена презентація.
comments
І я хочу
during
подякувати
the
всім нашим
presentation
організаторам,
discussion. I just would
які
like to
підтримують, що
extend my gratitude to our panelists who participated in the discussion and those who expressed the different points. And I think that I agree with your suggestions because start from scratch means start with the world with mediation, where there is possibility to hear, to see, and this is the start of the NEU relations after getting familiarized with mediation techniques will definitely improve the quality of their relations and their relations in which understanding and empathy and appreciation and acceptance play the pivotal role. If they apologize and confess to being not open in some at some points, maybe probably Jan wasn't as attentive as probably he should be. I think that after such discussion and reaching mutual understanding, they will experience a new stage of their cooperation, and I get that we'll be able to create a new stage of history for their class. I would like to thank you for their comments, and I think that this topic, if it's interesting for children, it has been raised a couple of times during even our last year sessions. We have spoken about the topic of the discovery, how to come up with discovery elements or ideas that will help to improve our world, to make our world a better place to live. Maybe if you take time to visit our site homepage, you can see a lot of valuable information that you can come across and use for the possibility to learn to speak, learn communicate, learn improve your viewpoints. And once more, I would like to say thank you to our participants, to our children who have demonstrated the situation that might come up. And I'm also grateful to the moderator actually I would like to be to extend my thanks to the Ukrainian academic mediation with regard to the scope and most efficient and diversity aspects. The most essential is the aspect no other academy deals with these issues as efficient as the academy does. That's why even I confess that it was a challenge for us to take the floor, to explain, to connect all these legal and human dimensions and provide a showcase to demonstrate how the conflicts can be avoided or how the consensus can be reached. Thank you.
Дякуємо вам, Ольга, Марія, дякуємо Яну, Зелаті за
Thank you, our participants, our panelists, presenters, for your illustrations. Thank you that in providing such simple illustrative case at the ocean, you have managed to demonstrate the superpowers that teach us, listen others. On my part, I would like to express my gratitude. It was interesting. I do hope it was useful. We we saw people react. I think it's a good illustration of some unusual, something that didn't come up before, some aspect that probably the mediator has not been involved in yet. So it means that there is a lot of space to travel through, and it's a kind of the unity or combination of different aspects with working out such aspects that help to bring up the younger generation in respect to the nature environment and appreciating humans, individuals who are around us, and to be able to listen, to comprehend, and to participate. I just would like to mention that we have been collaborating with numerous IPO offices with the mediation center as well. Previously, we organized it in collaboration with the center, and today we are demonstrating that such practices can also be discussed and organized by means of the academy itself. So all these undertakings and endeavors usually result in some, I would say, most fruitful and inspiring and being able to achieve the level when we will have this freedom to efficiently communicate, to provide support, and even support by the presence, the ability to hear and listen.
Щиро дякую, пані Луїзо, за такі гарні слова. Ми дійсно будемо намагатися
Luisa,
максимально
thank you for this positive feedback. We'll do our best to implement other projects with you. Ola hasn't mentioned that we have cooperated in other directions, work with children who are in hospitals, and the hospitals actually also undergo serious damages in the result of constant shelling, and unfortunately it is destroyed. But what is essential that we can restore it, and everyone at its place is able to do a lot. You can start from you. You can think of your neighbors. You can think of the people who surround you, and probably you can think of some good intentions that will help to make this world a better place to live. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking to agenda and timing. And we have got it's my pleasure to to introduce another participant. I can say that I know this girl from her childhood, and now it's the coordinator of the Youth Academy of Mediations that we are currently working upon, since we have been closely working with children and with the young generation and young adolescents. So this is the voice of the youth. And first and foremost, I would like to give the floor to Anya. And the first, of course, thing I would like to invite Anya to introduce herself. And the second aspect, I would be happy to hear about the activities that the youth mediation division is doing. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna. I graduated from the Taras Shevchenko National University, and last year I received the mediator, and last year, and besides I started teaching people English, and when I was asked to be head of the youth council of mediation, I agreed. due to the experiences, I mean, we have underwent the COVID times, and under work conditions, the youth space is something is going to become some kind of space that we will be able to build healthy relationships, to be able to express our ideas, and these are the skills we need on everyday basis. And recently, the resources of will demonstrate our first and foremost interesting events, and I encourage everyone to take a look at the homepage